Hola, howdy, hello. So, greetings, folks. This is Sarana Naranamurthy here to talk about the mind business. So, after a long break in the podcast, we are here to make the best use of the most sensational time of this century, the quarantine. So, this edition of the podcast is going to add a lot of value to your quarantine and making you utilize the time when we are home. In your entire lifetime, you're never ever gonna get this opportunity that the entire city is in lockdown and you're gonna get a lot of time just to build yourself. Okay, so let's start. Every day when we get up until the time when we rest, there are a lot of things we do. Actually, a few things which we are repeating again and again throughout the day. And the most part of this time goes into consuming. Consuming food, consuming television, consuming internet, and consuming information and content, which is a major part. Okay, so when everybody else is resting, there are a few things we don't notice much, but we are doing it the entire day. One part of that is social media, and the other part of that is consuming all those content. Not to mention every other thing which we make use of in this quarantine are multi-million businesses. Starting from the small Android screen which we stare at the beginning of a day until the television and the radio systems and all the social medias, everything we consume is turned out into dollar. Every minute in which you are in the screen is generating dollar for someone. But living amidst all those dollar generating internet bots, why is it we are spending and not earning? Why is it not possible for you to generate dollars? Just one reason, because you're consuming while the other one is building. The one who consumes gives away. The one who builds it earns away. So this is the main theory of how the entire world works, especially during quarantine. If you check out the last quarantine and what are all the business that were built which is now successful, you will get a lot. Putting into consideration WhatsApp, Airbnb for an example. So this podcast isn't going to give you a lot of ways to build content and to improve your business, but a few things which would give you the underlying motivation to do so. So there is a thought, like some people get this success in 1 year, while some strive hard for it for 10 years and still are not able to achieve it. So what is that one factor that actually makes 1 year of your life the most successful than 10 years of most of the people? Okay, so there might be a lot of factors, but here putting down the top 5 factors which are not so tough but are very easy, which actually gets you a lot of more productivity. Okay, so the first thing would be focus on your days and not on your years. Yes, so every time when we make a plan of a 10-year plan or a 1-year plan or every new resolution, which is actually like, this is my new resolution for 2020. But the probability of us achieving it is very low. This is because of the memory span of human beings and the motivation which is actually required to achieve the target. If I'm going to fix a target, say I'm going to beat this on December 31st, if I'm fixing it on Jan 1st, there is a lot of probability that before December 31st I'm going to forget it. This is because every day when I start, if I'm going to start in the Feb saying, okay, I have this target by December, then my mentality says, okay, you have time until December, so why rush now? Exactly, so this is what is putting you down. So focus on your days. Have a plan for a weekly basis. Set your targets in a weekly basis. See, this is the monthly plan and this is my weekly plan. So in order to achieve the weekly plan, these are my daily tasks. So when you break down, the time looks limited, which will actually push you to achieve your limits if you wanted your goals very badly. So this is how you achieve it. Day goals, weekly goals, monthly goals, and which will ultimately lead you to the yearly goal. And this way, your yearly goal will obviously be 10 times of the one which you have set. This is because compound interest. Hope you know that, yeah. Okay, so secondly is set your mornings right. A renowned author from Nigeria once said, a man who doesn't finish half of his day's duty by 10 a.m. has wasted the whole entire day. And it is perfectly right. This is because the same 6 hours which you spend by the evening is not the same 6 hours which you spend by the morning. Your productivity is set to be into 5% if you're going to work by your mornings. If you spend 1 hour in your morning, that is equivalent to spending 3 hours in your evenings. There are a lot of reasons for it. If you go to the scientific reason, this includes your concentration, the way you work, the effectivity of the work, and also your productivity. So better get your mornings right. Be it you're a morning person or a night person, that doesn't depend actually. But when you wake up, your mind is as fresh as a newly bloomed flower. So make the best of it to get the best results. And the third thing is, spend few hours to the most important things. Often we have this character. So once we find something as a most important thing, we tend to set a lot of time to it. This again brings up to the first point. If you give a lot of time or set a lot of time to one particular thing, you tend to have that letharginess of you have a lot of time to do it. So never do that. If you're going to concentrate on one work for a long point, put limited time to it. This way you will just push up, you will rush up, and your motivation would obviously increase, which will get you results which are more than just desired. The fourth most important point, especially if you want to build a business, is networking. You can't do everything alone. Even if you're a jack of all trades, you definitely need technicians who are specialized in particular streams. Not just technicians. So even if you think that you can do the entire work all by yourself, you need people around you. Be it your staff, be it your salesperson, or be it your manager, or at times even be it your customer. So for all this, networking is the most important aspect. If you're going to sit inside the closed doors thinking I can do it all by my own and I don't need anyone and I don't want to reach out to anyone, then the loss is all yours. In a world of 6 billion people, you definitely need to meet at least a quarter of the billion to get your business skyrocketed. This is the only way your business is going to work. Without networking, no other business has scaled up. But with networking, there are many businesses which works only with the principle of networking. So never underestimate the power of people. You like it or you hate it. People are definitely going to help you, especially with your business. And the last important point is write down. Write down everything which you wanted to do. Be it your goals, be it your to-do list, be it of your bucket list, be it something you don't want to forget, or be it something you'll always remember. Write it down. Every time it's going to help. So when you write down a bucket list or a to-do list, you tend to see that again and again and actually get remembered of it. If you want to have a reminder, write it down. And last point was to write what you won't forget at any cost. Sometimes there might be few incidents or few things which would actually trigger and register deep in our mind. You will never forget it. But when you write it down and see it again and again, it is a main source of fueling up your motivation. Okay, take for example, there is some person who actually brought you up to a situation where you would never want to be. So you never want to meet that person again. You want to totally forget that person. But when you remember that person every day, a sense of hatred fuels your mind to actually do better, to work better. So for everything, for whatever you want to do, be it in a positive way or to make the negativity fuel you in a positive way, write it down. So I hope you have got all the points clear. In order to sum it up, let me repeat all the 5 points again and again. First thing, focus on days, not years. And then get your mornings right. Spend a few hours to the most important things. Start networking. Get the best team in your world and get the best clients for yourself. And 5, write it down. So I guess this sums up the entire meaning of the podcast and make the best out of the quarantine. In your entire lifetime, you're not going to get such important days with full energy to make you totally committed towards your work. Do what you ought to do. Okay guys, so see you all in the next podcast. Until then, the mind business. Bye-bye.